and anyone else you decide to talk to.
Yo.
No beer. Just on the ground. You can be leaning up on the corner here, though. Are you ready to go, are you? All right, remember that the sequence is we're going to come and look at those graphics first, okay?
What's the camera on while we do that? Oh, well, nothing.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Okay. What is it, Methanol, man? Parts and performance, Methanol Madness, and as you can probably tell, we're live down at the Racecourse Hotel and Motorlodge again for another front-end challenge before our big weekend of sprint car action. Joined here by Louise Smith, regular to the show. Louise, we've got a few people here. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to kicking off a big weekend of sprint car racing.
What we might do is we might preview what's happening at the track this weekend, and we've got 2 or 3 big events. The first one we'll look at is the V6 Wingless Sprint Rumble, and what we've got over here is a good collection of drivers here, 26 drivers in total, and we've got a few North Islanders here, Louise, but some of the favourite drivers must surely be the likes of Kirk Hawkins, Andrew Marker and Luke McClymont, who's going for his 3rd win in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Luke McClymont and the battle between him and Andrew Marker is definitely going to be the one to watch all weekend.
A couple of travellers here. We've got, looks like Luke McClymont, as we've talked about, Dwayne Cracknell from Invercargill. Luke Shearing, good to see Luke back at the track, and he had that tumble last time he was racing, and the sponsor of the event, Paul Smith Racing. So Paul looking after the Rumble there, as he has done for the last 2 or 3 years. The next event we'll look at is the Salute to Goody Field, and that's the sprint cars. And the Salute to Goody Field is pretty impressive, Louise. We've got a few North Islanders here.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have the North Islanders come back again after the title, and especially with the likes of 3NZ Matthew Levisage returning as well. So it'll be really cool to see him compete against Jonathan Allard, Max Guilford, Caleb Bourne even, I think will have a good showing this weekend, as well as, of course, Joel Myers Jr.
Yeah, Joel Myers Jr. is obviously the favourite now. He's won 6 of the War of the Wings rounds, which of course is concluded now, and Joel Myers Jr. going up against Jonathan Allard. It's going to be a real treat, that one, and no less than 4 or maybe 5 ex-New Zealand champions racing this weekend. Of course, we talked about Jonathan Allard, Jamie Duff, Jamie Larson and Jamie McDonald, so plenty of action going to be happening down at the Racecourse Hotel and Motorlodge, Ruapuna Speedway on Friday and Saturday night. We should remind people we've got an earlier start on the Saturday, haven't we, Louise?
Yes, so we're going to go for a 5 p.m. start on Saturday night, but of course that won't mean that there's any less action. We've still got fireworks and all the classes racing on Saturday night as well, so it's still going to be a packed night. Yeah,
it's going to be a real spectacle, folks. So if you're wanting to watch some sprint car racing, this is the weekend. Even though it's in the cooler months of autumn right now, there's bound to be plenty of hot action on the track. Now, Louise, you're going to go and talk to Jacob McIntyre, but before you do that, I'm going to catch up with Jamie McDonald, so we'll catch up with you shortly. Come with me, Mark. Jamie. So, Jamie, we're live at the moment on the live stream, and I know you're having a go at this front-end challenge very shortly, but you've just come into a lot of form recently, mate. You've had, 4 feature races for the season. You must be pretty confident about the Gold Cup and the Salute to Goody.
Oh, look, yeah, we have had a good year. We've had 4 wins and one on Saturday at Palmy, which was really neat. We enjoyed that, and we're lacking a little bit of pace at New Zealand title here, so we've talked about sort of the changes we want to make and pick up a little bit more car speed, and if we can do that, it'd be really good.
So what is it about the Salute to Goody and the Gold Cup that keeps bringing you down? You've been a real good supporter over many years here at Ruapuna. It's a long haul for any sprint car team. What is it for you?
It's really simple. We just love coming here. The track races fantastically. All the people here put on a huge effort. It's one of the biggest shows, in our opinion, of the season, and we just don't want to miss it. So it's a highlight of our year. It's always towards the end, so it's a really nice way to finish, and this will be our last weekend, and we just love coming. Simple as that.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, you're going to have a crack at this front-end challenge. You've probably seen it on our last stream. There's a record time of 1:59, and in the very first one we did, it was about 3.5 minutes. So pressure's on you, boys. Who's in your team tonight?
Look, the rest of our team's coming tomorrow morning, so it's just Lee and I, and we've recruited one of Matt Honeywell's crew, so we've got a ring in, so we'll give it our best shot. proud to say that we haven't had a lot of practice changing front ends this year. So it's probably a good thing, but we had a go at New Zealand champs and I think we came second or something, so we'll give it a go.
Hey, that's good stuff. Jamie McDonald competing in the front end challenge shortly. Louise is catching up with Jacob McIntyre, so we'll shoot over there, Mark, and see what she's got to say.
Joining me here is the 88i of Jacob McIntyre. Now, a bit of an update to the entry list, Jacob. You're not actually racing this weekend. Talk us through your plans there.
We ended up putting on the pin after last week's rollover, but we'll still be up. Well, clearly we're up here having a good time.
So with the War of the Wings, I understand you still finished third overall. Can you talk us a bit through, were you really happy with your results and where you finished on the overall podium there?
Yeah, we're happy. It's our second year, so overall we're happy. I'm annoyed with myself after a few mistakes, but it is what it is with racing.
And we've seen you a lot at Ruapuna this year. Are we expecting you back a lot next year as well? What's your plans for the coming season?
100% we're going to be coming back up next year. We're going to be doing as many laps as we can, so you'll see us here most meetings, yeah.
Well, his season is officially over already, folks, but we will be sure to see Jacob McIntyre back again next season. So we'll go back over to Craig, who's got Andrew Marker joining him.
Yeah, joined here by Andrew Marker, and Andrew, it's the Rumble this weekend. That's a big go for the V6 wingless sprints. You've had a hell of a year this year, mate. You must be looking forward to finally getting to race Luke McClymont.
Yeah, I've been waiting all season to get him down here, and it's our big event. So, and yeah, like you said, we've been going very well. So, I think we're on form to have a crack at him, and he'd be bloody quick. But yeah, we'll find out in the next couple of nights.
I can't let you go by asking you about this rivalry that's happening at Ruapuna. You and Kirk Hawkins, mate. It looks like good fun when you're in the car. It gets a little serious from time to time, but it must be great to race someone that races pretty hard.
Yeah, I enjoy that, so it doesn't bother me. I actually wish the season was going a bit longer and we'd probably come together a few more times. It's not a bad thing, you know what I mean? It's hard racing, and he races hard and I race hard, and that's just the way it is, and it's good. I think it's good for people watching, as long as it doesn't get out of control, and it hasn't yet. Fine. No,
it's great stuff. So, look, the V6 wingless sprint boys have got their big rumble this weekend. It's running over 2 nights, Friday and Saturday. So look out for 51C Andrew Marker. He's going to be one of the favourites. You got very close to that lap record, mate, about 500s away from it. This might be the weekend to do it.
Yeah, a couple of close times, actually. I should have probably got it, I reckon. We've had a few good tracks, but we've got 2 more nights at it, and I reckon someone will get it this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Look, Mark, let's go and see Jamie Larson. He's another traveller here. Jamie, we might just have a quick chat with you, mate. Good to see you down here at Ruapuna, mate. You've been a regular visitor for the Gold Cup and Salute to Goody, mate. Tell us, what do you like about it so much?
I just really like the basically the whole track stuff down here. Obviously, I love Ruapuna Speedway, the track shape in general, and all the fans that come out, and having won the event a few times, it's always pretty special to get back and try and get some more wins on the board.
But tell us about the transition from your own racing team to this sponsored team that you've got now, mate. How's it gone for you? How do you feel the results have gone for you?
Yeah, it's been a little bit up and down. Obviously, it's been a bit of a change of gear that we've run. So, we started out with a chassis about a year and a half ago, and we've just changed in the last 6 meetings, and things have just really sort of improved a lot. So, got a couple of wins at Bay Park now, and had a good battle with Jamie Palmerston last weekend. So, things are really looking up now, and we've got some big plans for next year as well, with another chassis change coming up, and hopefully a new motor to add to the team as well. So, sort of just getting back to like where we left off with the family race team, and trying to get some things that are a bit more familiar under my belt. But all these things just take time with development and all that sort of thing. So yeah, it's definitely looking on the up, and hopefully get back to winning more races soon.
Well, look, folks, that's Jamie Larson. He's an ex-New Zealand champion, and he's outstanding at Ruapuna Speedway. Good to have you down for the weekend, mate. Thanks again, Jamie. Look, Mark, we'll head over to AJ. He's running the Front End Challenge tonight. We haven't really explained that to our audience. What's happening is we've got the Front End Challenge, which is a competition between the North and South. It's being represented by Jamie McDonald's team and Jamie Duff's team. $500 up for grabs, and we're going to cross over to AJ now. AJ, good to see you running the show again, mate. And what can we expect to see in the live stream here tonight?
Well, what we've got going is the front row, the front end challenge, and the teams are going to have a bit of a good old crack at each other. They're going to take the front end out of the frame there behind us, and they've got to put it down on the ground and then put it back in. So it's going to be all about strategy, and what we saw in the front end challenge earlier this season was that strategy came into play when the Woods all of a sudden just threw what everyone else had done for years out the window, and they just really did change it. So hey, we've got the North Island team, the McDonalds, and then you've got the Duffs, the best of the South Island. So she's going to be a lot of fun as always.
Yeah, it's a good way to start off a big weekend of sprint car racing. And if you've been following the show, you'll know that the front end challenge was happening in about 3.5 minutes in the first episode, and they got it right down to 2 minutes. As you say, it was Cole Woods, I think, that took the record, 1 minute 59. So $500 up, donated by Concut, Steve Duff Jr. AJ, we'll let you go and call this and see how it all plays out.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun as always. Radio, well, good evening everyone, and welcome to the second front end challenge for 2023, and we've got Team McDonald representing the North Island, and from the mainland we've got Team Duff. So I think we're going to have the North Islanders going first. So the rules are pretty simple. They have to take this front end out, put it on the ground and stick it back in, all under the watchful eye of Mr. Mike Glover. He's a Speedway New Zealand referee, and we all know they see things that no one else sees. Okay? So you've got to dig pretty deep into the book of tricks for that. And as we've sort of been discussing off the stream about how the Woods team came along and revolutionised things, Jamie McDonald, he's a pretty smart rooster, and his guys, and Lee would have been dissecting how they're going to go about it. So what have we got? A record time of, 1:59.42. So there's the challenge. Don't go blaming it that you're seasick or anything from the trip across the strait. So, right, let's get going, and what we're going to do is we've got our official here, Mike Glover. I'm going to stand well out of the road because we're in Heim joined heaven. Yep. So yeah, they put it on the ground, hands off, and then they go about putting it back in. So let's see what their strategy is for the first crack at it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
So we've got Jamie McDonald, he's on the right front. Then we've got Lee Rusher, he's on the left front, and Brett, he's having a good old go there at the centre, removing the panard bar. Got to alleviate a little bit of the pressure from the torsion bars there. And that tricky old radius rod. They've got that dropped. Let's see how we go. Halfway mark, 38 seconds. Now it gets really tricky, and remember, once I've got it back in, our referee has to make sure that in normal circumstances it all wouldn't fall out. Have we got any advice from the audience there? Yeah, hurry up. There you go. $500 is on the line. Remember, they get 2 cracks at this. Progress time right now is 1 minute 10. So they're tracking pretty well. Gone are the days when the hub had one big old nut in the middle of it holding the wheels together. She's a bit more technical than that. All about coordination too, because the front end, until they get the radius right on there, it's flopping around. So it looks like he's just giving it a big old tweak there. Bit of difficulty with the left front wheel. Just cracked the 2 minute mark. course, jet lag may be a little bit of a factor. These guys have come down from the North Island and things move a little bit slower down here.
Time up.
There we go.
2:30.
Clock.
You need to bring a fucking CNI dog.
Some more advice. 2 minutes 38.12. 2:38.12. And we've actually got a scrutineer Willie that's going to have a look at it. Check how Lee's nut tightening went.
Pretty tight. Pretty tight.
Come to us next.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a stud that's worked its way out. Like that before? It's good now.
Righto. How's it looking, Willie?
Well, we've got one loose wheel stud.
He's very particular. One loose wheel stud.
I'll let it run though.
Yeah,
All right.
He's going to let it go. So that first time, 2:38.12.
Yeah, that's a pretty good time there, AJ. Remember the first time we ran the front end challenge, it was about 3.5 minutes for most of the team. So McDonald's will be pretty pleased with their first run, and they'll get another go very shortly. So we can expect the Jamie Duff team to come up. Now, they've had a couple of goes at this over the last year or so, so we would expect them to be able to do a sub 2 minute round. But let's see how they go. We've got Cam Kens, we've got Big Jeff and Jamie Duff himself. So let's see how it goes, folks. We'll line these boys up very shortly and see how things go. AJ, what else can we expect over the weekend, mate?
Yeah, well, like it's a really big end to the season, isn't it? Not only do we have big fields for the wingless sprints and the sprint cars, but each night some fireworks and so on. And it's actually one of my favourite times of the year, with the exception of it being the end of the season, because it's so dark. And you really do get that true perspective of speed under the lights, without any of the natural daylight.
Yeah, absolutely, and we hope that the weather plays its part. It looks like it's been clear for the last couple of days, so hopefully everything goes well for Saturday and Friday's night. Of course, it's the Salute to Goody on Friday, and the Gold Cup, the 21st running of the Gold Cup, mate. That's quite a series to be run at Ruapuna, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it just started off as a little bit of an idea, and it was actually built around trying to get one event every year that was going to be a premier event that drivers really wanted to go out and win. And back then, the scrap for running the Nationals was essentially between Western Springs and Ruapuna, so you kind of got the Sprint Car Nationals every second year.
Yep.
And then slowly but surely other tracks got interested in the sprint car racing, and so now from every second year we're like every 7th year or so. So, the Gold Cup, you only need to talk to Jamie McDonald. He put a lot of effort into finally securing that win, and that's why he kept coming back. And it's one of those deals, I got a taste of winning and I want to do it again because it's a premier event.
Well, Jamie McDonald is the last Kiwi to actually win it, Jonathan Allard being a USA citizen, although he might be a Kiwi now. Jamie McDonald certainly is hungry to win that event again. Now, just while these boys are setting up for the Jamie Duff run, Mark, we might go and have a quick chat with Jamie Duff and see what he's got to say. Jamie, you've improved your form this year, mate. Lots of things happening in the team, but you've had a couple of good runs recently, mate. The Gold Cup must be exciting for you to get involved with.
Yeah, no, it's always one we want to win. Biggest race on the calendar for Ruapuna. On a normal year, the New Zealand title's here this year, obviously. But we're just going to go have some fun, and hopefully our luck continues.
And what's the plan for the Duff team next year, mate? I mean, there's plenty of racing to go. You'd likely spend any time in the North Island. You've done that from time to time.
If the opportunity arises, we'd love to. It's obviously racing with those guys up there is a real treat. It's really good competition up there. But it is what it is. We'll take it as it comes.
Well, we know that you're a specialist sprint car driver, but tell us about this bloody midget you drove, mate. I mean, it was just chaos at Palmerston North the other day. What did you make of it all?
Absolutely loved it. Fantastic car, fantastic guys to work with. I couldn't ask for better gear. I just had a blast. I learned a lot. Probably didn't finish quite as well as I wanted to on the Friday night, and then just built on that for Saturday, and we come home with a 4th. So, I mean, I'm a stranger to the car and a stranger to the team, so to come home in 4th, I was wrapped.
Well, it was all happening in front of Jamie. The midgets took out about 10 or 12 cars in the feature race, and it was certainly fast and furious, mate. What were your observations of midget cars? How do they differ much from the sprint cars?
Hugely different. You can race them a lot harder, drive them a lot harder into the turns. You're obviously not carrying quite the same amount of speed, but there's so many options to pass, and the drivability is there. Like it's a real thinking man's race car, is the way I sort of put it. Whereas the sprint cars, you rely a lot more on instinct and natural ability because it's just going so fast you can't think.
Well, I tell you what, mate, your team's all ready to go, and looks like you're getting set for your front-end challenge. Good luck, mate. We hope it works out. And AJ, over to you, mate. Front-end challenge part 2.
Yeah, right now we've got the locals. We got any Christchurch people in here? There's an awful lot of visitors. Now there's one or two. Rightio, now we've got Team Jamie Duff, and these guys won the inaugural front-end challenge. So looks like we're going to have Jamie on the left front, Lumpy Cam on the right front, and Jeff, are you looking after the middle there, Jeffrey? So tonight's standard to beat is 2 minutes 38.12. The overall record, remember, is 1:59.42. So, the first one might be a little bit rusty, but you always get better the second time you do something. Right, straight into action. Cam on the radius rods. These boys are already looking well oiled. Left front wheel comes off super quick. The strategy is at play. Panhard bar gets moved. Lumpy Cam just about tears the car off the stage. In it goes. Boy, they're looking good too. Progress time is 31 seconds. Boy, this is throwing down the gauntlet, isn't it? Now it gets a little bit tricky as they just have to manoeuvre the front end into position. Line the Panhard bar up with a spud on the front of the beam there. Radius rods, get them nicely positioned. Just remember the trouble that they had in the McDonald team had in the first go with that left front wheel. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. Current time 1:07. Good coordination too. You hear the wee discussions going on. Gee, I think I know what's been happening at Concut the last few days. Right, the left front wheel's on. Now it's time to get the nuts in place. 1:35 has just ticked over. Still just working on that left front. This could be an absolute scorcher of a time. There we go. Oh boy. It's a new record. 1:52.02. I think we actually need to ask these guys what's changed between the first go they had it earlier this year.
I'll tell you what, AJ, I think they've had the experience of 2 goes at this, and good to see the Duff team in good form here. Looking at Willie just running his eye over it. He's got the thumbs up, folks. So a new record here in the front end challenge, 1:52. Congratulations to Team Duff. But of course, what we've got now is Jamie McDonald's team about to have another go. So make your way forwards, fellas, and see if you can beat the 1:52 record. Mark, if you just come with me.
I think they might have just had a wee debrief there and another change of approach.
Okay, AJ, I'll just catch up with Oscar Harcourt here, and folks, those that are familiar with Ruapuna Speedway will recognise Oscar Harcourt. Oscar, good to see you down at the front end challenge here, mate. You're going to have a serious go this weekend?
yeah, hopefully. We've had a rough season this season, so it'd be good to get some good positions this year.
How do you sum it up, mate? Your first year was pretty exciting. I remember that very first meeting you raced in, and you're in a 7-car pile-up, I think, and you did pretty well. And we remember seeing you having that crash with Max Guilford this year. Tell us about that, mate.
I think might have been, it was just tough racing really, and he came down and he wanted the win just as bad as me, and that's how things go. So
well, that's impressive, mate, because you're only a young fella and you certainly weren't going to give up. We know that. Tell us, what's the expectation for this weekend?
A podium would be nice, but top 5 would be perfect,
And what's it like with Dad crewing for you now, mate? He was a pretty good sprint car driver himself and a modified driver. What's the dynamic like when you're racing together?
Oh, he always tells me what to do. If you talk to him, he was the best. So, but no, he's good. He's gotten very good at setting up the car, and can't thank him enough.
Look, folks, that's Oscar Harcourt. He's just a young fella, and he's racing that sprint car. His dad, Martin's been racing for a number of years. AJ, looks like we're going to cross over to you, mate, and looks like we're going to go for the second round of the Jamie McDonald team, who are going to have their crack at the front-end challenge. Mike Glover, you might give us a countdown and let them go.
Rightio, they've had a little bit of a team talk, and Mr. McDonald here says they're just going to go for it. Or words pretty close to that.
3, 2, 1, go!
Jamie, Lee and Brett. Remember, it's Lee on the left front, Brett in the middle, and Jamie on the right-hand side here. Front axle drops down. Got some radius rod work to do there. Slacken it off. Now here we go, ready to slide the front end out, put it on the ground, hands free. Yeah, there you go. The split 30 seconds, exactly the same as Team Duff. This could go down to the wire. Certainly the pace is starting to pick up. Some not so subtle work there from Mr. McDonald, but it did the job. Right, we've just crossed the 1 minute mark. Just about to start attacking getting the shock absorber tied onto the front end. Here goes the Panhard bar. Lee's working on the wheel. Right, we've just now notched up the 1 minute 30 mark. So they're well and truly on track. Seems to be that doing that left front wheel up that is a game changer. There we go.
201.
What? 201.63.
All right, let's go straight in the prize, I think.
Well, they gave it a pretty good shake there.
Deductions are doing a very good job rather than additions, time deduction. Are we playing it across all the teams? I'm happy with that one.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
I tell you what, AJ, good to see the McDonald and Duff team down here to get the weekend of sprint cars racing this weekend. And pretty good effort there, Jamie and the boys. You went almost under 2 minutes there at one stage. But Jamie Duff and your team, come forward and get the $500 your old man put on the table. What's
I actually think they should have a crack at the record.
All right, boys. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll give them the $500 now if they want to have a crack. Tell you what, AJ, if they can beat the 152, how about you and I put $50 in our pocket and see if we can get the record paid out. So, boys, there's $100 bonus if you can actually get it done. And RJP TV will do another $50. So if you can break the record, boys, 152. The money's up. Let me just grab this for a second, mate. Now, just while these guys are setting up, I want to let you guys know out in the back there, we've got a big announcement about sprint car racing for next year. And what you don't know is there's going to be people in the background been working tirelessly behind the scenes to get a $30,000 race at Ruapuna for next year. So that's an official announcement, folks. $10,000 to win and a whole heap of prize money for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. So we'll make it absolutely official a little later on, but that's a great race to look forward to next year. So if you like your sprint car racing, you need to get down to Ruapuna next year. And thanks for your assistance tonight, Steve Duff, Senior. $500 on the table, and it looks like your boys are going to go for a $150 bonus. So, boys, let's see how it goes. Mike Glover, you better get this timing right, mate. 3, 2, 1, go.
I love the way Craig Broomhall he's like my wife, he keeps spending my money for me, so...
Well, you've got too much.
Here you go, fellas. Yeah, this is really putting down the challenge. I think they're very capable of it too. A well-oiled machine.
Oh, we got a wee delay there, boys. I think...
oh, that's a shame.
What's happened?
Can't get the bulb out of the chassis.
Oh, mate. DNF.
Yeah.
DNF.
Yeah, who sabotaged that? It wasn't me.
Let me grab that. Okay, folks, give it up for Jamie Duff's team for taking out the front end challenge. We're quite pleased he didn't get the record, but 152, a good effort. A good effort for everyone else to compete against next year. So anyone that's wondering what's going on here, it's a big weekend of sprint car racing at the Racecourse Hotel and Motorlodge Ruapuna Speedway. Get yourself down there on Friday night, 6 o'clock racing. And remember, if you're coming on Saturday, it's a 5 o'clock start. If you want to bring the kids, there's fireworks on both nights as well. So once again, let's give it up for the Duff sprint car team for winning the front end challenge. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend of high-octane thrills and non-stop action at the Racecourse Hotel and Motorlodge Ruapuna Speedway. Come over, there's a presentation that we've got for you guys. Jamie, come on over. Okay, folks, there's a nice trophy that Jamie from the Racecourse has donated. Louise is going to pass that on. It's not a keeper, boys. You'll have to hand it back in. But it looks like Jamie's the spokesman here. Congratulations, Jamie. That's your trophy for the front end challenge. All right, mate. That's another good result for Team Duff. Let's hope it continues on Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, last time we won this, the weekend turned to custard, so hopefully it's not a sign of times, but we're here to have fun, so it is what it is.
Okay, thanks, Jamie, and good to see Cam and Jeff helping out. Thanks very much. All right, folks, that is the front end challenge, and we made that announcement about the $30,000 race at Ruapuna next year. That's going to send reverberations around the sprint car family around the country, and you heard it here first on Methanol Madness, a $30,000 race happening at Ruapuna next year. So we'll reveal the details of that. Of course, we've got our last two meetings happening this weekend, Friday and Saturday. But check in on Methanol Madness on Thursday night next week, 7:30, and we'll give you some more details. That's it, folks. Our live stream concludes now, and until next time, keep your foot up it.